novel's called Building a Coven, and I'll pick up where I left off. On Christmas Day, my mother got me a geometry set. A sincere gift rooted in understanding of her only son. But I knew it wasn't adequate. So on January 2nd, 10 days ago now, I went to Harbor Freight and bought a large steel compass replete with the Godhead, proper architecture. It has a radius of 15 inches fully extended, standing a foot tall when operational. I went to the library and printed out a cornucopia of diagrams, pictures, scholarly essays. $10 spent to print, bought a cork board, and in minutes constructed the most savagely lethal vision board. A ruthless display of prowess that immediately put everyone on edge. Sans Willow, who's a dumb bitch and a whore, nothing but. Stashing away the board, I took the large compass and cast a circle upon the earth, in the void of eternity. The eternity of a disgustingly ugly pink piece of poster board. It came in a pack of 3, 2 white, 1 pink, with stencil letters of the alphabet included, the English alphabet. I have been working on a painting as a gesture of love, as I am in love with. Now I see the whore of Babylon. However, upon seeing her living her best life New Year's Eve, I set myself to task as a practitioner for the first time. I pulled all the love in my heart I had for this special magic girl, whose father I admire enough to write a letter for the first time, into my brain, where the dragon sleeps. Abstraction is just that, something understood intellectually, perhaps emotionally, spiritually, but incorporeal. However, geometry is backwards. It is a manifested abstraction whose elements are mirrored in the synergy of creation, but manifested only as a mathematical or visual abstract proofs. A circle with a diameter of 20 inches is cast, swallowing nearly all of the area within its circumference. Dividing into 6, as is the magical standard, the first degree, it can be said. I connect every other point and suspend an equilateral triangle inside pointing up, the other half of the Star of David, still only potential in the radial vectors along the circumference. I place the radial point on the top vertex. From my point of view, I mean, and retract the radius to the mid-edge of the triangle. Walking the instrument of divinity across the surface, my manifested creation divides the world into 7, 6 days of creation and a day of rest. A Sabbath. 3 vertexes to the triangle gives 21. 1 more vertex from the Machiavellian shadow pointing downward gives 28 subdivisions, the only perfect number between 10 and 100. As I cast the first subdivision, their excitement was palpable. Seeing the new mark upon the creation, I heard Alistair, "This is going to be the coolest thing we've ever seen anyone do." Annabella, "Honestly, seems like this guy might be legit." And of course, Willow, "I admit I'm frightened." With my world divided, I erased the triangle and all the arcs cast, leaving only the 28 points asymmetrical. My worldly continents. 42 points completes the circle. From there I numbered according to design, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., until 4 sets of 7 emerged. Starting with 1, I connected every other point, skipping 1, until the first septagon emerged, ending at the beginning. In minutes, all 4 were nested lawfully as is possible within each other. 4 septagons trapping an interior area with the interconnected and interpenetrated vectors, every line as it should be, every relationship authorized. They were all in a kind of bewildered shock at my conjuring, that it came from the air, as when God coagulates inert space into manifested light and matter. Knowing they were watching, my snark superseded, commenting wryly, "Gosh, wonder what I do now." And I produced Willow's picture from the manila folder in my bag, with everything else I printed out on the other side of the table, and slammed it into the middle of the sigil with vigor, offering more crass sarcasm regarding their misconceptions as to my ignorance. After finishing that first sigil, I turned over the world, transmuting day to night, and cast a second one with 16 subdivisions, exactly the number of letters in her first and last name, connecting with a straight line every 6 points until an octagram revealed an inner world as well. I then cast the smaller circles within the penetrating vectors from the circumference into the manifested creation and wrote her name across my firmament. As I finished casting my second sigil, I realized the time was around 12:20. That's a.m. And so with 16 minutes to midnight's perfection, I produced my hideous, disgusting, lethal vision board, placed it atop my sigils, took a separate copy of her picture, held it inches away from my face, and stared through her eyes towards penetrating her mind deeper, in full, reciting the first 11 digits of the Fibonacci forwards and backwards. Watching the clock with militant discipline. Perchance, I say, no chances in God's house. I saw the exact second the minute rolled over to perfection. I put the picture down, stood up, and hovered over my malignant creation. When I cursed her superficially at Clam, when I asked Alistair if he wanted me to go there and scream at the top of my lungs, I told her her womb would be as dry as the desert sands. So I ran oscillating pentagrams, beginning at a desert landscape through the world atop the adjoining picture of a healthy female anatomical diagram underneath her picture, screaming, "So funny! What a fucking joke!" Above, another diagram dividing vaginal phases. Vital youth on the left half, menopause on the right. I struck X's across the healthy half, all the way through it. Then I took my small compass and vivified the menopausal half with interlaced circles head to foot, top to toe. From there I went to her eyes, cast circles from her pupils, and interlaced 2 pentagrams, 10 points over each eye. Then I started screaming again, spitting on a picture at the same time. Gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, Hep C, so funny. Gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, Hep C, so fucking funny. What a fucking joke. Magic jokes. What a clever fucking bitch I am. As I spiraled down out of my rhapsody, my fever dream, around 12:45 I heard Annabella, "He's revealing himself to you." The rest of the night we were all lost, surrounded by the inferno of my psyche, the psychic wilderness. I saw my sigils hovering over all the city, my interlaced pentagrams over all their eyes. Willow, Alistair, Annabella, and though her father is and remains the most aloof, he too felt my sigil hovering over Tel Aviv. Everyone knew immediately something dangerous had awoken in me. Everyone except Willow. Alistair interjected, "It's over, man." He tells me and Willow, "We're not playing the mind game anymore. She's coming to you tomorrow." After a moment of awkward silence where Willow was looking to her father, he said in an authoritative tone, "It's done, I'm overriding you. You go to him." Hours later, pacing fervently throughout the house, I said, "I can't close my eyes, I'll kill her." It was a savage night. We all had no choice but to reckon with and remember forever. Around 5 a.m. I closed my eyes and slept the sleepless sleep of the unnerved. Of course she didn't come. Some 2.5 hours later I awoke and went straight to her picture. She awoke instantly. Over the morning her family tried explaining how the pendulum swings in perpetuity, looking before and after. But she understands nothing. They tell her I am the 1,000-year dragon, the highest magus of all time. Staring into her picture a little later, I spoke to the air, to the magnetic effluvia binding us, the quantum bridge from here to the city of dihedral angles. I see now what I must do. I have to steal all of your secrets, Willow, and possess your mind, as you did mine all this time, to take mine back. That night, lost in her eyes all these thousands of miles away, she spoke. "I have no great secret. I'm a bitch and a whore." There, I said it.